welcome to my channel. Well, I didn't think I was going to do anything for 3 for Thursday because I couldn't think of anything for it. And ignore that light back there. Peppy stole it for... They're having a dinosaur disco party, disco dino tonight, and yeah. But anyways, I was sitting there and I started thinking about it, and I thought, what would be a good 3-knife pairing if you were just going to tick one brand, in this case, in this case. Oh, I didn't even see that one coming. And you'd be happy with, for just like to be outfitted with, In some cases, in some situations, I'm going to stop saying case. In some situations, you could eliminate one of these two and just go to 2 knives. Like you could go with this one and this one, or this one and this one. But this is a good all-around, general one here. I love the way they did this bone stag here. They call it bone stag because it's bone made to look like stag, but they do a really good job of it. I also like the long nail pull here that's not match strike. I mean, yeah, that may look traditional and everything, but I like the looks of this better, and it doesn't trap a lot of gunk in there. It's easier to clean, and it does the same function. So, I mean, if the original purpose was for a match strike, then all you've got left in modern days is just, it gives us that nostalgic look, or it gives it kind of a flair. Okay, fine. But you got to admit that of the two, which one is more functional? Well, if you're not using strike anywhere matches anymore, which hardly anyone is, then the functionality of that match strike thing is gone. As far as like the function was to strike a match. Anyway, turned out to be a mini rant Thursday. Mini rant. All right, rant over. I haven't used this one enough to wear it down. It does have a tight pivot in it. I'd rather a knife have a tight pivot, even on a lock back. I mean, if it gets loose, this just slides open and bam. But what that is these are brass. It looks like brass liners. So brass is going to wear faster than steel. So if you were to get a knife like this when you were 20 years old, maybe by the time you were 30, for you carrying it every day, it would get real, it would loosen up enough for you to get real loose. But, it doesn't have that smooth area in here. And yeah, you can oil it and you can do all this other stuff. Main thing is to use it a lot. And I just like the looks of it. I carry it a lot of times, but I don't use it very often. A lot of times the knives I carry, I hardly use when I'm carrying them. I just like to have them with me. But I like this sheath that it came with. And I've got this hanger here because I hang it off of the metal thing that sits beside me. All right, here's another one. It's a nice leather sheath here. Again, the leather theme. This last one doesn't have any leather, although I can carry it in a leather slip. But we have another case. This one I like the... it's a small blade, but this jimping is not super sharp, so that if you're light on it, it's going to be light, and the more you push down, it's going to grab into it. So, I mean, it does a good job for jimping everything. This reminds me of a knife. This is not the same sheath it came with, but this is the knife I used when I was going hunting when I was a kid. It was an old K-bar. 1235 USA. So when I was young, this is a small knife and everything. Sometimes this was all I had. I could tell you a story. One time I was out hunting, they don't do this nowadays, but they would let us go out hunting with a shotgun or a 22, me and the neighbor kid. And sometimes he'd go one way and I'd go the other. And we knew enough not to shoot towards each other. But, you know, it's out in Texas, and there's there's like these, we call them gullies, but they're, they're creek beds that don't have any water in them. You know, they're just like when it rains, there'll be water in there, but when it's dry season, and there were leaves, a bunch of leaves around. And I hear something coming up. It sounds big. It's making a lot of noise. And it's coming through, and I'm thinking, what the hell is it? I've got a single shot 20 gauge shotgun with bird shot in it. I mean, that's my shotgun, and this and this knife. So, you know, I didn't have a whole lot. Turned out it was an armadillo. I mean, they go along and they're rooting in the ground and everything, and they're built like a little tank. So you can shoot them with bird shot, and it'll just bing, you know, right off of their hull, their shell. But unless you're really close. But yeah, anyways. Yeah, this is a little bit bigger, but yeah, it's the same nostalgia. You know, you got your knife. This one seems a little bit more substantial than that one, but at the time, that was all I had. If it got up close, it was going to be me against the armadillo in an armadillo fight. Come on, armadillo. I'll take you on. And then, of course, a nice pairing for it also would be a case pocket knife. In this case, it's the mini trapper with the Morn clip instead of a spay blade. So I like this one a lot. Usually I like bigger knives and everything, but this one is really pretty nice. It has that nice cover on it, that burnt kind of look to it and everything. Like fireworm groove, fire burn. Somebody took a wood burner. Or it was some bugs that ate a lot of hot sauce. They got into a pepper field or something. And when they were eating, they decided to eat on the wood, and, you know, they're hot. I don't know. I like it for whatever reason. So there you go. There's your 3 for Thursday. 3 stories, 3 knives, all of them case. The last story, I don't know where that one came from with the fireworm. You know, just came right out of my head there. Firebugs. Yeah, watch out for firebugs. They will eat your handles. So there you go. If you enjoyed that, thank you for watching, and have a nice day. And the dinosaurs will continue to do the little disco party back there.